Blood is a fluid connective tissue. That means it connects the various cells in the body and transports certain substances from one point to the other point. It is basically fluid. That means 75% of the blood is made up of water. So 75% composition of blood is actually water. Thus we say that it is actually a liquid substance which flows through various parts of the body. So when we have discussed the main definition of blood, now we can come to the various components of blood. So blood basically has two important components, and these two important components are, the first is known as the solid elements that are found in the blood, and the next is known as the liquid element. So solid elements and liquid element. That means in solid elements we have further three types or three components. These three components are the red blood cells, then we have white blood cells, and in the end we have platelets. And for the liquid element we have only plasma. A separate video on each of these important types of or each of these important components of blood has been offered to you by Abhyas Online. But in this video we will focus only on the blood and the main components of blood in brief. So when we talk about the red blood cells, they are basically red in color because they have a certain important pigment, and that pigment is known as hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is that pigment which actually combines with oxygen and combines with carbon dioxide and transfers the oxygen and carbon dioxide to various parts of the body. So hemoglobin is a pigment found in red blood cells, and the shape of the red blood cells are basically flat and something disc shaped. But the main important characteristic feature of the red blood cells is that they have a hollow or a curved part at the center. So they are a bit hollow from the center in the case of RBCs. So when hemoglobin combines with oxygen, that means it has now oxygen rich blood. So it transfers this blood from the lungs to various parts of the cells, various parts of the body. Now when it transfers to the cell, it gives the cell oxygen and takes the carbon dioxide from the cell, and this blood, which is actually carbon dioxide rich blood, will be transferred back to the lungs for purification. This is the internal working of the blood, or the exchange of gases of the blood done by the pigment hemoglobin. Now when we come on to the WBC, that is the white blood cells, so they protect our body to fight against diseases. They help the body to fight against certain microorganisms which cause certain diseases, like if we take the case of disease like jaundice, even cholera, typhoid. So all these diseases are being caused by certain microorganisms, and white blood cells provide the human being certain immunity to fight against all such deadly diseases. So when we come on to the platelets, platelets are basically help in clotting of blood. Now what is actually clotting? So whenever the blood vessels get ruptures, or when you get any injury to the blood vessel, so blood comes out of the body, or blood comes out of the blood vessel. If there is excessive bleeding of the blood vessels or excessive bleeding of the blood, then that results into some of the other kind of deadly disease which should be prevented. So that prevention is done with the help of clotting, and clotting is mainly done with the help of platelets. So platelets help in the clotting of blood, so that excess blood does not come out of your body or does not come out of the blood vessels. So when we have discussed the three important components of blood, the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the platelets, so they all these different types of cells have certain biological name. Like the RBCs are also known as erythrocytes. Erythrocyte is the other name for the red blood cells. WBCs are known as leukocytes, and platelets are known as thrombocytes. So all these scientific names are important, and it is essential that you learn all the biological name, the functions, and the name of each of these components of blood. Now when we come on to the liquid component, that is plasma, so all these solid components are embedded in the liquid component, which makes the blood flow. So plasma is the liquid component in which all these three are embedded. So these were the important categories or important parts of the blood. Now we can discuss the main functions of the blood. So let us discuss the functions of the blood. So the first important function is the transportation of respiratory gases. So as I have discussed, respiratory gases are mainly the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. So oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported with the help of the blood. So when the hemoglobin combines with the oxygen, it forms oxyhemoglobin, and this transfers it to the cell and takes the carbon dioxide back from the cell and gives it to the lungs. This is the first important function of the blood. The second important function is the transportation of various nutrients. Now when you eat food, the food has certain basic nutrients, and the small intestine has villi. So basically the organ which does the absorption is the small intestine. So this small intestine has villi. Villi basically absorbs all the nutrients from the food, and all these nutrients are transported from the villi to the blood vessels. And when the blood vessels flow throughout your body, they give these nutrients to the cell, and the cell will get energy. This is how the nutrient absorption and nutrient transportation is being done. The third important function is to fight against certain diseases, like in the case of the WBCs or the white blood cells. So the fourth important function is the case of excretory products. So as the blood transports certain substances from all over the body, it also excludes or eliminates certain waste products, like if we take the case of urea or uric acid. So this is how the blood helps in the transportation of certain substances. In the end, blood also helps to maintain the body temperature. So when the blood flows throughout the body and there is exchange of gases in every second, it also helps to maintain the body temperature throughout the body, or we can say throughout different seasons of the year. The last function of the blood is basically to maintain the appropriate pH value of the cells. So when we talk about the pH value, that pH value actually measures the alkalinity or the acidity of certain components found in the blood. So it helps to maintain an average pH something near to 5 to 6 at the range of the pH scale. So this was the concept of the blood connective tissue. We have discussed the definition and the main composition of blood, like the solid elements and the liquid element. Solid elements basically include the red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets, and the liquid component mainly include the plasma. In the end, we have discussed the main important functions of the blood. In the functions, we have discussed the important functions each of the RBCs, like the respiratory gases, WBCs help in disease prevention or fight against diseases, and the platelets, that is the clotting of blood. This was the concept of the blood connective tissue.